Welcome back, guys. So in this video we will see how we can improvise or restructure our appium test so that it will be easily readable and also maintainable. Okay, so in our last session we have seen how a basic appium test, like a basic navigations and then verification of how we can handle that. Okay, so just to quickly recap what we have done in the last session, we have created two classes. One is for Android test and another is for iOS test. Okay, and then we have followed certain step. Okay, but if you see, now this is a simple test, but what if tomorrow you are going to extend this particular what do you call the test, whatever you have written, to something, or you want to add another test? Now what you need to do, you need to give all the capabilities again, right? If it is again another test if you're writing, so why not we can make this a repetitive what do you call section of the code base into a common class and then call that. Okay, which is nothing but we will make a method or a common method, and wherever we need we can just call that, so which will be easily maintainable. Because see, for an example, if so today you are using this particular device, right? What if tomorrow you are going to use any other device? So now, and let's say that if you have 10 different tests, and if you're following this particular approach which currently I'm showing, then all those 10 different places we need to update the device name. I mean, I'm just giving an example. Let's say that the platform version, if we want to change. So for all these things it is very hectic to first know how many instances are there which we are going to use, which we are going to change, and then you have to go and literally change them one by one, which is a bit hectic and not a good practice. Okay, so we will try to improvise as much as we can. So let's get started. So for this, what I'm going to do, I'll create one package here, and let's say this package, and I will give as base. Okay, and enter. Now here what I'm going to do, I'll create a new Java class, and let's say that I will give this as name app factory. Okay, and now here what we will do first, we'll create two methods, one for Android and another for iOS. Okay, so let me quickly create that public void, and let's say that this is for Android. Okay, Android, and I will say launch app. Okay, and here I will keep all the Android related capabilities. Okay, now another one I will create, and which is specific to the iOS. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'll simply copy paste whatever we have written in the last session. So I'll copy, and then let's go to our factory, and here definitely it will throw me a few errors. Let's fix those errors. So one is public, let's make it as static so that I need not every time create an object of that. Okay, and here I'll give, let's see if it is web element. Okay, mobile element last time we have given, so no worries. And then I will say driver. Okay, simple. And then capabilities also I need to do that, right? So public, in fact I can do it as private because I'm going to keep it inside this one only, but let's let it be. And here desired capabilities, and oops, I didn't intend to choose that one. So here capabilities, fine. Okay, so the same thing I'm going to copy paste the iOS one as well. So let me copy till this one. Fine, go to our factory and then add. Okay, fine. So here you can see I've created two different methods. One is Android launch app and iOS launch app, and wherever I need to launch a particular app I can do that. But it's not limited to that. What I'm going to do, even copy this line as well, because I'm going to launch that particular application, right? So it's better I can even initialize the driver object as well. The same thing for iOS, this particular statement, and I will put it here. Fine. And here few errors, let's just add the exception, and here as well for the iOS. Fine. Okay, good. So here what I'm going to do, I will add another method, Java class, I mean to say class, and I will name this one as, let's say that app driver. Okay, and here what I'm going to do, I'll create one setter and getter method for the driver object, so that what will happen in throughout my so I can say it's a small framework that we are going to build. So throughout the framework I can access this particular method instead of the driver object. Okay, so if you're not understanding what I'm talking, hold your breath and let's see what I'm going to do here. I'll create one thread local WebDriver thread local, and this is a generic WebDriver. Okay, WebDriver, and just give driver equal to new thread local. So thread local. Okay, fine. So let's give a semicolon. Okay, now here I'll create a getter and setter class. Okay, again let's make it a static so that I need not to create an object every time, and this should be my get driver. Okay, get driver. Now here what I'm going to do, simply return this driver, but in terms of a getter, driver dot get. Okay, now getter is ready, but what about setter? Because after setting only I can get it actually. Okay, so what I can do, static, because I'm not going to use this one anywhere, only across this particular package only, so I'll make it as normal set driver. And then what I'm going to do here, now I will pass a parameter here which is WebDriver, and let's say driver D capital. Note it down. Why? Because I will make it as driver dot set as a driver. Okay, fine. So this is nothing but my setter and this is my getter in Java. Okay, now here if I am doing this one, I need to use this set driver. Now where I'm going to use, in this app factory. So here what I'm going to do, I will call that particular method into this one. So here what I will do, that is under app driver, right? So app driver dot, because I need not to do I need not to create an object because that is already there, and inside this I will send this driver as an parameter. The same thing I'm going to do here. So let's make it is here. Fine. Before to this, even I can put an assert as well. Assert dot assert. Okay, I will tell you that later point of time while we will be adding excuse me, while we are adding the TestNG. Okay, so now my getter and setters are ready. Now let's try to implement the TestNG. So TestNG is a unit testing framework for Java, and it is very good what you call unit testing framework that is in Java. Even there is JUnit also, but in this series we will see the usage of the TestNG. So what we will do that, now here as you can see in the base class I've created app driver and app factory. So let's keep as it is, but here one more thing I will do that. So how we are launching, we can even use a close WebDriver as well. So what I can do, public void, and then I can say close driver as well, close driver, and here, or else I can even say close app as well. Okay, close app, and here nothing, simply I can say driver dot quit. Okay, Fine. Okay. So we have Android launch app, iOS launch app, and then close app. So my beginning and the ending is ready. Now we need to prepare the middle part, that is the actual test case part. That is nothing but from here to here that we are going to generate. Now for this, Selenium has a very good pattern that is called as page object model, right? So we know that. Now what is the concept says? The concept says that each screen object and the methods or the business flow we should keep into a single file. So it means that if your application is having 10 different screens, it's a good approach to have 10 different classes. Each class will have their own objects and the methods, so that it is easily maintainable. So what will be the structure would be, I will have a base package which will hold the initial point, like the starting or the launching of the app into the simulator. And then under the test Java we can create, like here I can create a package. Let's say that a PO means page objects, and then there will be another package and that will hold my test cases, right? So TC, for now I'm just giving short forms, but yeah. So the naming convention whatever I'm giving, that is my own what do you call conventions. But yes, it is absolutely liberty to use whatever you or your team decides to keep that. So there is no restriction on that, but the pattern is something which we can what do you call leverage from different sources, like you whatever the pattern I'm showing you guys, like creating a app driver like setter and getter, and then the methods for launching the simulators, you can keep that as it is, but the naming convention is absolutely up to you guys how you are going to name those things. Okay, so here what I can do here, I can even create another package and I can say this one is Android. Okay, and I can create another package as iOS as well. iOS. The reason why I'm making it as two different packages, because the application that you're going to test it, whether it is a I mean for your own real applications that you are going to automate in your organization, or for practice, so the Android and iOS will be different in a way we are identifying that, and this has been already discussed in one of our previous sessions. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this PO and the test case both, I will keep it inside each one actually. So here, so let's keep this refactoring. Okay, and the same thing I'll create two more packages under this. One is ios.po and another package would be ios under this test case. I think this is wrong actually, so here I can refactor this one is this one, and then here I'll create another package, new package, and I will put it as, so under Android test case. Okay, so like this. So this should be the structure. Okay, so base class where app driver app factory, under Android I will have the page objects and the test cases, under iOS I can have the iOS specific page objects and then the test cases. Fine. Okay, so let's close these things. Okay, now where we are using page object model, why not we can leverage the page factory pattern. So page factory is nothing but what you call is the, it's a again another what you call methodology or a pattern where you can use this page factory to identify the elements. So in our classic approach at the beginning we have learned how we can do, and which I'm basically using the Selenium driver.find element, right? But every time I don't want to do driver.find element because I want to use the page object model. So for that reason I should have the what you call a specific location for all the objects, and I can use that whenever I need. Okay, but this is something where I am identifying and performing an action. but this page object model says that you identify the locator and keep it, assign it to a variable and use it as many as places you need. Okay, so for that reason what I will do, page object. So at this moment, just for our what you call learning purpose, what I will make a Java class which is under my page object package. I will say that is a base. Okay, because I'm not going to divide that based on the screens, but yes, for your what you call, for your application you have to do that. But this is only a sample I'm showing, so I'm making it as a base page only. So here I'll put the page factory. So if you are familiar with the find by, because we have used this one in our Selenium, what you call, in Selenium as well. So here what I'm going to do, find by, and this will hold as a parameter like what is that identified and the value. Okay, so for example, let's say that by XPath I'm going to put it. So sorry, so what I can do, I can copy paste this particular contact tab, copy it, and this is an XPath, right? So in the base page I will tell that XPath, okay, equal to that particular, oops, it should be double quote here, okay, and then you give one element name that is nothing but a web element some name. So this is contact tab, right? Why not I will give as contact tab, okay, like this. And then let's import the class for the find by. Fine, so there are so many elements that I'm going to put it, so I will copy paste and then update it as necessary. It should be good with 4. Let's see, I'm just copy pasting from my previous code base, so just hold for a moment. I'm going to put one by one. So this is by ID, right? So here, oops, base page, and here I will put it as, paste it and remove the escape sequence, escape characters, and this is my ID, and here this is my list because it's a multiple elements are holding. So I will keep this one as like this, and I will say that contact names, let's say that, okay. The same thing I'm going to put one by one. So contact name is done. The next thing is that this is my first name, okay. Find by, and this is also XPath, okay. This import util class, and then there's a first name, right? So first name, okay, and after that I have one more, and this is nothing but the save button, right? And here I can name it as a save button. And let's see, this should be an ID. Fine, okay. And here even you can put as btn, just for what you call, or else I normally put like this. So this is text underscore first name, okay. You can give this one, or I mean, or else you can give first name edit box or something. That's up to you guys how you name these things. So let's see if I have only 4, 1 2 3 4, okay. So 4 elements are identified on the base page, and as I told, we need to have the, but for this I need to initialize the driver here, okay. So for that reason what I'm going to do here, I'll create a constructor. So let's create a constructor that is nothing but base page, and this constructor should hold the page factory, that is page factory dot init elements, and here you need to give new, and under this new appium element, appium field decorator, Under this you need to call that driver. Now here observe this, what is that we need to do. So here we don't use this driver. Instead of this, what I can do, app driver dot get driver I will do. So okay, it's my bad, so I don't need even this driver object, because we are not going to use the driver object directly, rather we will use the app driver dot get driver. Okay, so here comma, and after that we will see this. Fine, so this is the syntax for page factory pattern. And so this is something new which you would have seen in Selenium. You would have seen like page factory dot init elements driver comma this is nothing but a refresh to this current class, but here this is appium field decorator we need to do. Fine, so this is the way we are identifying the elements. Now we are going to write the test case, but for that particular page, what is that, what do you call, test case steps that you are going to automate. Now here if you see, the first thing that we are doing is that first we are clicking on the contacts tab. After that we are clicking on the contact name, that is the first element of that. So here basically we are saving a, what do you call, a particular contact, right? So here what I can do, public void I can say save contact method, and here what I'm going to do, first thing is that contact tab. So as soon as my app is launching, I will say contact dot click. Okay, after that what I'm going to do, the contact names first index I'm going to click, contact names first index, so get of 0 dot click. Okay, after that what I'm going to do, first name I'm going to enter some send case. So here let's say that welcome one, let's say something or another one. Okay, like that. Then the second thing is that save button dot click, save button dot click. Fine, so this is that simple. So here you can see this particular code base, I mean from here to here. Okay, now you see this part, this is very structured, you can see here, and you can use as many as times these particular variables, I mean these particular elements in across any file. It is not limiting only this particular, what you call, class only. You can use as many as test cases, you can use these elements, but whereas this is limited to only this particular class only. So that's how we are structurizing this one. Fine, so here we did some weights, right? But what you can do, so as soon as you click on the contacts tab, it's navigating to another screen, right? So it might take some time to get these contact names. What you can do, whatever this contact name is there, like for example I can show you guys by, let's say some name, okay, by contact names equal to by dot xpath, and you keep this one. Fine, okay, like this you can keep it. Now what is the benefit of this? So before you are performing a certain action, but you know that it might take some time to navigate from the current screen to the contact tab, what you can do, if you are suspecting that the contact name might not come immediately after clicking on this, you can put a wait, and you can use a explicit wait. Let's try that. New webdriver wait, new webdriver wait. So here what I can do, app driver dot get driver comma, give some seconds, dot until expected condition dot presence of element located. Here by locator you can give this one. Okay, like this you can wait. Okay, so here I mean, okay, let me just repeat. So whenever you click a contacts tab, after that if your contact name takes a bit time to appear it on the screen, what you can do before to that, you can put this new webdriver wait and then get driver comma a particular time that you suspect that might take the maximum time to populate that particular element on the screen until expected conditions dot presence of element located by located. So this by is nothing but which we just kept it here. Now wherever you are using this contact name, you can use this particular statement. Even we can put this particular what you call statement into a common method, and we can directly pass this by locator. We will see in our upcoming video sessions. Okay, but at this moment this should work fine for us. Okay, so the same thing for, let's see if any other things that we have used. So here we are dot click, and then okay, so here you might suspect, okay, for the first name also it might take some more time. So for that reason, what I can do, I can go back here. So first name, let's say that you are suspecting. So what I can do, let me copy paste this one, another by locator, and here I will say first name. So here by first name, let's say. Now here this is my XPath, and here you can use this XPath. Okay, and here as I am keeping it here, after clicking on the contact's name, I can keep this one, but instead of the by contact name, I can use the by first name. And okay, there will be one. Fine. Now I can enter that particular text and then save button. Fine. Okay, so now my test case is ready. Sorry, the page object is ready. Now let's create a test case. So here what I can say, save contact, I can say that verify save contact. Let's say this is my test case. Okay, now here I am using TestNG, let's say that. So I will use, now I have already installed the TestNG plugin. If you are not sure how to install the TestNG plugin in IntelliJ, what you can do, you can go to the IntelliJ preferences. In these preferences you will get the plugins, and here you can just search for TestNG. Okay, because it is installed it is showing, or else you can click on master marketplace and then you can search from here and then click on install. That's it. And then pom.xml, anyway we have to put the TestNG plugin that we have, I mean the dependency. So here you can see TestNG, where is TestNG? Here, this TestNG dependency as well. So like that you can do. So now here let me import this class. Oops. Okay, so public void, and here let's say test case underscore save contact, some name I'm giving contact, and here I'm going to give that. Now here what is the first step that I'm going to do, and before to this, see what is the first step. So before executing the test, for that I need to launch the application, right? So that what I can do, public void, and here let's say that setup, and here what I will do, I'll call the app factory dot launch app factory. Why launch app is not coming? App factory Android launch app. Okay, before test let me import this class. Okay, here I can make static so that I can access it at any time. Now let's go to here. Okay, fine. So like this you can do. So this is my before test. Now under test what I'm going to do, first thing is that I need to create an object of this base page that just now we have created. So one give some name and new up web page, and here. And it's a good practice to keep the page objects as non-static, because it's good practice so that you can create an object and you get all the variables and the methods that are there inside this page. How? You can just click on this and then dot, and you can see the method that we are going to call. Fine, give some thread dot sleep just so that you can see the, after you execute that, you can see the app and then it will close. Now for that we can create a after test and then here public void, and here you can give tear down, and here you can call the app factory dot close. Oops, 1 second. Go here and control space. Okay, close app. That's it. See how neatly we have written this test case as compared to the mess that what we have seen, which is, so these things very easily identifiable. So how it is going? First it will go to your test case. Let's say you are going to run this one. What it will do, go to the before test, then it will go to the launch app, get all the details, then it will come here, it will go to the base page dot save contacts, get it. Now these things will in turn call these things, the objects, then it will come back to, it will perform that action and then it will close that app. So that's how the test cases can be neatly designed. And even you can create a file, let's say that TestNG.xml, because TestNG has this feature, right, where you can you can execute the test cases by using a TestNG XML. So that is again another way you can do that. So for a quicker way, what I can do, I will try to, so now this is there, right? We have already done for Android. Now for iOS also we can do that quickly. So let me click on this, and here first what I will do, I will copy this one for Android, iOS as well, but definitely I will have to go change everything here. So the requirements, first thing, let me close everything here, whatever it is there. Fine. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, open this one and then iOS test. Okay, so here if you see, okay, 1 2 3 4, here also we need 4. So this is my XPath. I go to the base page and this is my XPath, right? So let's put this as XPath. So this is action sheet, right? Action sheet, just give some name, and after that another XPath. Let's put okay, cancel. Now go to another XPath, and this is my OK button. OK button, and these are all XPaths, right? Great. And the third is the UI catalog. This is again a button only. So I don't have a sample app which is very much same as your Android and iOS. So I am using two different applications, but in real time whenever you are going to automate anything in your organization, you will get same application but different identifiers. Okay, so here I don't need this by locators, so I'm going to delete this one. Now here what we are doing, everything is click. So very quickly I will put everything first. action click, and no need to wait because as we have observed it was so fast, so I can directly go and keep on. And this is not a list, this is normal, and then OK button dot click, OK button dot click, and these things not necessary, wait is not required, and then you catalog dot click. I'll give a thread dot sleep. Oh, not here, in the test case we will give that, so no need to worry about that. Okay, so 4 clicks, and here I will say that validate action set, because the name is different, right? And here the same thing, I can copy this particular test case as well into the iOS, but definitely we are going to change a bit. Instead of Android, I'm going to launch the iOS because this is for an iOS test case, but the base page remains base page, but this base page is related to the iOS base page. So let's make sure there is no Android, this is iOS. Okay, and then I'm getting few errors because I don't have this method at this moment. The method is nothing but a validate action sheet, and then thread.sleep is as it is, close the app. Good. Okay, so very quickly let's do one thing. Let me quickly open the app and the appium so that we will try to see if we can run the test case or not. Okay, so let me run the appium server and let me open the Android simulator. Now my Android simulator is ready, app is already there. Now the second thing I need to do is open the iOS one, right? iOS simulator. So for that, what I'm going to do, let me open the iOS simulator as well. So let's see what kind of UI catalog app. iPhone 8, right? Okay, so let's choose the iPhone 8 as a simulator. iPhone 8 13.3, no worries. I'll change this to 13.3. Fine. Okay, so it is building. So once the build is complete, the iOS simulator will be launched. Okay, so by that time, okay, simulator, okay, here it is. So let's wait till it is completely loaded. So here TestNG XML, what I can do, even I can get the TestNG XML for both of these test cases, and directly I can run this TestNG XML, or else you can run this this particular TestNG class as run, so it will work in the same way. If you want, you can try as well that one. So I have this particular sample, so that one I can copy paste here, but definitely I'm going to change a bit here. So if you see here, the test case name is different. So this is my Android one, right? So I can give as Android. This is under android.tc. Okay, the same thing, ios.tc verify save contact. Okay, so my TestNG XML is also ready. Now let's see the simulator. Oh great, simulator is ready, iPhone is ready, iPhone simulator and the Android simulator is ready, server is running. What I can do, let's run this particular TestNG XML and wait for some time. Okay, so it is launching the Android one, but I got some error. Let's wait for the iOS and let's see how it is working. Definitely we have changed a lot, right? From the we have copy pasted, so something it is missing there. Let's wait for iOS and then we will try to fix what is the issue. Okay, by that time it is launching. Let's see what is this this error. So what it is telling, contacts tab, it is not able to identify. So contacts tab, let's go to the iOS base page, contacts tab, XPath, Okay, so let's quickly do one thing. Let's see if this particular element is properly displaying or not. So what I will do, Android phone app. Okay, and then do a start session. Let's try to run this particular XPath if it is correct or not. This is XPath, right? Oops, what's the problem? Oh, because last time I was using a different what do you call, a different simulator where I had contacts, but this time I didn't have the contacts, so that's why it is coming like this. But no worries, I can give this as resource ID. So now come back here, and instead of that I will give this one, and here I will tell add contact. Okay, and this one I will keep it here, add contact. And add contact is a single item, so no problem. I'll do like this, and here what I will do, this new one is there, right? By contact names. Instead of that I will put this ID, and here I will put this one. Don't worry, actually I changed my simulator, that's why the names and everything is changing. And here first name will be definitely first name. Okay, now let's quickly run this particular test case and let's see if it is. So don't worry about all this mess that what I'm getting, that the inspector and all those things, but the concept should remain same. See here, and then click on save button and closed. Fine, so that's how you will do that. Okay, so the concept remains the same. I mean, whatever the way I have structured it, you can do that. It's just sometimes the app inspector or sometimes the app ID got changed or something, that on the fly you can change whatever you want and then run this. So the same way you can run the iOS test case as well, so there is no problem with this. Again, the same way might be the, what do you call, the IDs, something would have been an issue, but yeah, everything else should remain as it is only. Okay, so I will upload this particular code base into GitHub so that you guys can pull the code and what do you call, practice yourself, or you edit and change whatever you want, and let me know in the comment section if anything you are not getting properly or getting issues with this, so that I can update in our next session. Okay, so thanks for watching and stay tuned with such more updates.